cheap shot.
The sound of nostalgia as we set on our course to play Forest Frontiers on RCT Classic. That's Rollercoaster Tycoon for those of you who don't like things being shortened down. But what this is an absolute classic. I remember playing this game on the PC, and when it came out on the handheld systems, the tablets, the touch screens, the phones, wow. I mean, you can now get Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, and you could then, when I bought this game, and I bought the add-on packs as well. But I'm playing this on my iPad, um, and yeah, it's brilliant. RCT Classic. If you want a game with roller coasters in it, do not buy or purchase anything from Rollercoaster Tycoon Touch. That is not Rollercoaster Tycoon. If you want a taste of what everyone was loving back in the late 90s and early 2000s, then this is your game. I sunk many hours into this game and literally would just leave it going when I'd got to a certain point and just leave it going in the background. I'm sure it cost a lot of money in electric, but who cares? It's Rollercoaster Tycoon. This is your game of the week, and I am your host, Luke, and you are the Cheap Shot Nation. As you can see, we're playing the first level. This is the first level of Rollercoaster Tycoon. But what Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic does, it takes Rollercoaster Tycoon and Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 and brings them together with the best features from both, and then brings all of the scenarios together as well. It is about 150 maybe scenarios with some added classics there as well. And also what Rollercoaster Tycoon 2 did was bring in some actual theme parks. You got recreations, faithful recreations of Alton Towers, which is not very far from me, for example. And they did a deal with Six Flags as well. But as you can see now, just putting down some staff members. You can put down some entertainers. I'll change the costume to a tiger. You've got your handymen to clean up all the puke, and you've obviously got the security guards there to make sure people don't damage anything. And of course, the most important people here are the mechanics to keep the rides going, which means you can rake in the cash. And yes, you do rake in the cash if you do things right on this game. But we're going to go for a classic first. We're going to place a merry-go-round, and you'll hear the music. It's beautiful. It's wonderful music. And to say this was programmed by one person called Chris Sawyer in old style code, and how it works is beyond me. I've watched many videos to tell me how it works, but I still don't fully understand how it works. But whatever he did it very well, because it spawned 2 sequels and multiple naysayers and copycats. That it took everything that Theme Park did from Bullfrog and made it 10 times better. The isometric view works in this case. Sometimes it's a bit annoying with the scenery being in the way, but you can change the view. So, like if you're building underground, you can do that. There are some scenarios where you will need to do that in order to make the scenario work, of course. I'm thinking about Dynamite Dunes and the mine. But as you move on, you get more things unlocked. You'll see, because I've played this game quite extensively and pretty much finished the whole lot, you'll see that I get more things than most of you will if you go and download this game. I strongly suggest that you do, because I have played it. I've got more different variations on queue lines. And the great thing about this is that Atari sort of took a step back, and the um, apart from the add-ons, which were extra payments, and they weren't expensive at all, Atari stepped back and there was no microtransactions in this one. Atari are notorious for microtransactions. As you can see, we're trying to get people into the park now, and it's going to start bringing in some cash. I've placed some ice cream there, always a good thing to do. When you get access to the information kiosk, place those as well. I don't think if you're playing from the beginning that you will have the information kiosk straight away, but it's a good idea to experiment. And the little circle in the on the right of the hood there, with the coins in it, that is where you will find the ability to research. And if you plow your money into the research, you unlock new rides and better things quicker, obviously. But it's important to research on this game. But just another element of Rollercoaster Tycoon that makes it fantastic. You can also change the names of the ride and just go with the classic Twister. Now, I would say on this game, I'm going to set that to 10 minutes, because if you want your rides to run smoothly, you need quite a few mechanics and you need quite a few handymen, and you need a few security guards. The last thing you want is your people destroying your park, because they are all heathens and they are all thugs. If they don't like something, they will destroy it. Yes, you do get vandalism in this game as well. Also important to place the toilets as well, because once you get the bigger rides, they will start coming off. Your peeps will start coming off the rides and throwing up on the ground, which adds to the aesthetic of the park in a negative way. But yeah, it's so good. And I didn't think they could make Rollercoaster Tycoon any better in a modern world, but this game, Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, manages to do that, and it does it so well. And you can change the aesthetic of the ride. You can change the music to whatever you like. You've got burgers as well. Good to set the bar high with these ones, because we are not charging for entry, we are charging for rides. That is where your income is going to come. And after the first sort of couple of months or so, when you hired all your staff and placed a few rides, you will see your money go down quite significantly. By this point, hopefully, you're going to get the people coming in, and you need then to start expanding your park so they have somewhere to go. Paving systems are really important in this game. If you just go haywire with your paths and you don't have a decent layout, people will get lost. And when people get lost, the rating of the park goes down. People get tired. They fall off things, and you can drown peeps in this game as well. So yeah, go with the classics first. Place perhaps a Ferris wheel and a merry-go-round. We go with the Ferris wheel now, in fact, because it has a small footprint, and you can pretty much just set it up next to a path, and people will just go straight on. So it's a really good, really quick ride, very cheap as well to put down if you want to make some quick money, because you can put multiple down. You can place them back to back and have them spinning opposite ways. That's always a cool aesthetic. People do appreciate that when they're coming in and paying for the rides. Of course, as you get through the start of the park, and they do get more difficult progressively as you go on, and sometimes aggressively as well, because you'll get to a certain point and think, how am I supposed to do that? They want this many people, and you've got a massive park. You think, oh yeah, I'll place that there, I'll place that there. but there's a way to do things. If you want to watch more of this game, I'd suggest a channel called Stu, and that is it. He just does a walkthrough of the whole game and the extras and everything. It's really cool. He's got a Welsh accent, so it's nice and chilled out as well. But yeah, I've had so much fun watching his videos. So there's a cheap pop for you as well. Placing the paths. There's two ways of doing so. Obviously, it is a touch screen, so you can place them bit by bit, tile by tile, or you can click the little icon that has the little bridge on it, and you can go up, you can go down, you can go underground, but you can keep it flat as well. You can just press the arrows to where you want to go, and it makes the laying of paths a lot easier. As your park expands, obviously hire more people. I can't say that enough. Got 3 rides now, 2 mechanics is probably not enough. Later on, I would say that you need a mechanic per ride, and you can also set the path as well, so you're not getting a lot of people in one area or just wondering where and nothing is. And the good thing about this game, you can get an insight into what people are thinking. And you say the music is nice here, I want to go on something more thrilling than the Ferris wheel, which is why they're not going on the Ferris wheel. So therefore, you need to start placing bigger rides. What bigger rides to have than roller coasters? So let's go to that next. We'll place a nice junior roller coaster, always a winner here with the junior roller coasters. And we're going to go with the pre-made Mango Muncher. You can see it's all nicely laid out there with the scenery and everything like that. That is part of the game as you go along. I think it might be a recreation of an actual coaster that appears in a Six Flags park, although I'm not even sure that Six Flags are still a thing yet because of the tsunami in New Orleans. But I certainly know that New Orleans theme park isn't a thing anymore, sadly. And there's plenty of videos and pictures about that, which is really sad because they were just sort of left, abandoned, as it were. But yeah, you can change the aesthetic of the trains as well, and you can have it as spaceships or anything like that. Those of you who are here in the UK, where I'm from, may remember a little ride at Alton Towers called the Black Hole, which is currently where the Smiler stands as we speak. And that was basically what is a junior coaster. It was just indoors in a big tent, and it was really cool. And it was my first foray, I would say, besides what I used to call the Big Apple, which is the sort of caterpillar ride, which is again a junior coaster. First foray into big thrill rides, as I would call it. And I went to Florida, and the rest is history. But yeah, always good to have a roller coaster in your park nice and early. It will get people in, and there's plenty more that you can do as well. You can also fast forward, get people going a bit quicker, and make your money a bit quicker as well. Don't be shy as well if you're not charging for entry to use these vouchers as well. So you can do vouchers for free food and drink, vouchers for half price entry when it is charging for entry, advertising campaign general for the park, and all that kind of stuff. That should bring the people in that you need. It doesn't always work, and you've got to be really careful with using that because it will sap your money. But it is good, and it is a good way to do things. You can see I've put down the drink stores, burgers, the ice cream now, and couple of toilets in there as well. Like I say, you can never ever have too many sets of toilets, and I'd never charge for those unless you're just being really nasty and you want to create that kind of atmosphere. But yeah, plenty of drink stalls, plenty of burgers, and sporadically throughout the park, because they are the things that are going to bring in the cash. And like I say, don't be afraid to charge for those things. So got a nice little park here. We're gonna skip forward a little bit and come back to you in just a second when I placed this pirate ship, which again is a bit more of a thrill ride, but not quite. So we're going to place it around near the Ferris wheel just to move things about a bit. Incidentally, with rides, you can build over the top of things. So if you want a ride that is over the top of another ride, you can interlock things. It's really, really cool. It was way, way, way ahead of its time when we did these things, and it was just lots. Again, you can change the style of the entrance, you can change the colour of the boat, the supports, how much charging, the music. Obviously, this one straight on used the pirate theme. But there isn't any sort of piratey themes for entrances on this one, so just went with the sort of circus tent kind of thing. And yeah, it's good to have an aesthetic to your park. So if you're going to have different zones, have them have the same entrances, same sort of themes, and things like that. And, yeah, it's always good to play music. As you can hear, there's a cacophony of people talking and music, different music. It's beautiful. It all works together. It's just mind blowing. And yeah, so we're gonna put a bit of a longer queue for this one. And don't be afraid as well to fill the gaps with trees and things. You can get jumping fountains and all sorts of things. And also another tip as well from someone who played this game to death, literally. No, I'm not dead, obviously, but until I stopped playing it and I became an adult and didn't have time to do so, place bins, place lights, because otherwise people will drop things on the floor. Like I say, you can see the little puddle of puke there, and yeah, you can see, look, down bins now. Place some of those around, and some more benches. People like to sit, and you can also put a queue line, TVs in, and I think in this one, I'm not sure, you can actually build like station entrances, so you can roofs on things and whatnot with the walls and things. So if you want a particular ride to be inside, you can do that, and that is really cool. You can certainly do it on RCT3, which is also available on touchscreen devices, which I always thought mind-blowing. Rollercoaster Tycoon 3, you could actually ride the rides in first person. So I'm going to skip forward now and see where we go. And welcome back. We've put a lot of things together. Oh, look at that. There's a looping roller coaster. And just put the price of the Mango Muncher up, the junior coaster we placed earlier on. But the looping coaster is probably going to be your key to success on any level, because you can put things together like this. You can save the designs, which is really cool. But the best thing about looping coasters and roller coasters in general is if you've got two matching coasters, pretty much, and the stations are adjacent to each other, you can then synchronize, and that is so cool, because you can have two coasters looping round and doing what they need to do. Well, I've had to speed things up again because I didn't have enough money to place the first coaster. So now is a key time, and it's time to try again with the coaster. And oh, here we go, we've got the information kiosk now. Information kiosks. When it rains, and it will rain, make sure that you set your information kiosk umbrella prices quite high, because people will still buy them. And no matter what, even if they haven't got any more money in their pocket, they will find a way to buy an umbrella. So set those quite high. And park maps, started charging 20p. I put that up a little bit, and people started put that up to £1, and people start buying them because people want park maps. It's not a very big park, and already had complaints that it's too crowded. But suck it up, get on some rides, and enjoy your day, because we've already gone past the amount of guests that we need in the park by a significant amount. So whatever we do from here is just complete bonus. There are plenty of pre-made tracks for the steel roller coaster, for the looping coaster, but I found none better than this. It is straight up a launch roller coaster that goes up, over, and back round. People like this. They really do. If you're going to get this game, make sure you create a roller coaster like this, because you can put these back to back. You can probably put 4 of them in a row, and you will make a ton of money from doing so, guaranteed. So you can see the research is going well. We've got the observation tower. Again, it's something for the people who aren't into the thrill rides as much as the ones that go on the big roller coasters. And this is why it's important to lay your track out properly, because I put that there and it's difficult to see, but the entrance is intersecting with the mango muncher. So basically what I'm going to have to do is move the exit to the next tile along, so it can connect the path and open the ride. So we're going to do that now, and then we should be all good to go. So yeah, that's that, and we can start putting in the. Oh, I haven't tested it yet. Hold on a second. What have I done there? It's in, yeah, 710. There we go. Look, so down at the bottom there, you can synchronize. Here's just a little tick box, but it's really important, because if you want to test your roller coaster and you've only got one, it won't go until you've taken the synchronization. Simple. Set that at a really high price, actually, because we have one of the other things that was introduced in Rollercoaster Tycoon 2. I don't know if it was in Rollercoaster Tycoon 1. Was the on-ride photos, and yeah, you can make a killing out of that as well. So let's put the entranceway in, and the queue line. You've got little people taking photos and drinking. Everything about this game is so cool. Just having a drink and looking at the roller coasters, everything you would do in a theme park. It's just so cool. I find it absolutely fascinating, right up until the point where you complete a level. And well, I won't spoil it for you, but it is again something that's really cool. Um, so there we go. We can open that. We've got our first victim of that one. We need to start bringing in the cash, and there it goes. Look, yeah, quick and easy, nice people are buying the photos, and we're already over £1,000. So we're well on the way to buying a second coaster. So we now have our second Whiz roller coaster, our quick looping coaster that we put in, and I'm just making the path towards the exit of the second coaster. And as you can see, you can build a bridge and move it across, and you can have it going over the station, which is really cool as well. And moving down to the path, we can put some more shops in there as well for people when they come off the ride. Again, it's always good to have a shop or two, and definitely a toilet. We're going to build the entranceway, the queue line, and bring that round as well. And by the time we're finished, we're going to be making there's about 20 people on a ride, times £6 a time and £4 a photo, so that's potentially £200 every time that coaster makes a loop of the track, and you can times that by two, so £400 every time it goes, and that is pretty cool. So we're just going to go and synchronize the two stations as well, and we're going to bring them together. So when both stations are synchronized completely, you can see them go. Look, they're all at the same time, and there you go. So yeah, still waiting for people to queue up for the second one, because that was the whole ride. But we've now got enough people to fill the coaster up. But this is where I was saying about having a path for your mechanics, for your handymen, security guards, and your entertainers. And you can click on the little feet on each mechanic or each staff member, and you can then set their path. They can't ever leave that path. So the handymen, they can and will go and mow the grass. So if you are absolutely adamant that you want mown grass, get a couple of handymen on it. And you can also set what they actually do as well. So you can also have one just sweeping up, you can have one emptying the bins, you can have one mowing the grass in a certain area. And that's pretty cool. Same with the mechanics. Obviously, they only do the mechanical type stuff, but you can, like I say, you can have one per ride if you want to, and that will serve a massive purpose. We're already in September as well, which is really cool because we're coming towards the end, and we're not short of cash at this point in time. We're definitely not short of guests. We've doubled the amount of guests that we were asked to get, and that again is really cool. And yeah, this is again your game of the week, and I appreciate that this is a bit of a longer video, but it was required for this particular game. So as I was racking my brain, what could I do for game of the week this week, and we've had some absolute quality games recently, I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can record my iPad, which I could, and managed to do it, and here we are. Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, absolute banger, still available on the store for your chosen touchscreen device. Mine is a brand that bears the resemblance of a fruit, and yeah, I absolutely adore this game. I absolutely adore this game. This game single-handedly got me through lockdown. I will say that right now. I watched a lot of movies through 2020, but this game alone I spent a lot of time with, and that's how I managed to nearly finish it. I haven't really touched it for a long time since then, since obviously going back to work and getting in the pajamas. But yeah, it's classic, and it's really cool. Like I say, the introduction of the on-ride photos, always good to get those in because people are going to buy them. Like I say, 400 quid. a time every time that goes round, and we're only in September, already made all of our money back. And really, realistically, we don't need to put any more rides in. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put one more ride in, and it's a ride that's close to my heart. I've got an award. Look, safest park in the country. It's a ride that's close to my heart, and a ride that I absolutely adore when I go to a theme park. And there's a haunted house. The new version of this at Alton Towers is absolutely fantastic. I'm not even going to put a queue line in there. I'll charge minimal amount and just have people walk straight in, just because I can. And so again, set it to the least amount of time to get to the entrance, and the least amount of time for the mechanics to come round and check. And you will not go too far wrong if you can do that with some conviction. So we've placed the haunted house, got some more handymen coming, and now all we have to do is wait for the scenario. So as we reach the end of this scenario, it's been an absolute pleasure playing this game again with you guys on the Cheap Shot Entertainment channel for video games, Cheap Shot Entertainment System. We've got Steeplechase coaster that's been researched, and there we go. Forest Frontiers is finished. I'm going to zoom in now and show you what the little sprites are doing. Incidentally, one thing I always used to do, see, look, they're just clapping. There's only a few of them doing it, but you can see one down there in the red shirt just giving you a clap. Yay, you finished the level. And it's just that little bit of, just that little nice touch, that little bit of polish that makes it all worthwhile. So we've got the rating of 600. We've got plenty of people in there. We smashed that. And yeah, that is Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic, and that is Forest Frontiers. Obviously, the first level is your tutorial level traditionally, so it will be a lot easier than what the next one is, which is, I believe, Bumbley Beach, which is you're building at a seaside town based on, I'm guessing, either Great Yarmouth or Blackpool. So yeah, it's pretty cool, and let me know if you decide to download this, because it is a great game, and I would say go and do it. It's not very expensive. It will give you hours of fun, and just enjoy it. And I will see you next time, gaming fans, on Cheap Shot Entertainment System, dedicated gaming channel for Cheap Shot Entertainment. I have been your host, Luke. You've been the Cheap Shot Nation. This has been Rollercoaster Tycoon Classic for screen device. I'll see you next time.
Hiya!